Welcome to episode 57, part 2 of Robert Summers. Welcome back, Robert. You've been very kind enough to give me your time again for the fan questions that we missed out.
No problem.
Now, I think, what was it, 5, 6 months ago we did that interview, I think, from memory.
I know. And I think we tried to do this interview about 4 times and it didn't work out.
I know. So please excuse me, we did cover anything in the interview from these fan
That's
questions.
right.
I've totally forgotten. I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone 6 months ago. It's Sunday. What have you been up to today?
We're just buying things for the apartment, just boring things, reading the papers. That's about it.
Typical Sunday
That's my
stuff.
life at the moment.
All right, I'll kick off with the first question from Darren Hembro, big Talking Prisoner fan. He said, amazing, what a great guy to do this for us. How did it feel to, and I think we did cover this, but how did it feel to receive a slap from Maggie Kirkpatrick? She spoke very highly of him in her interviews and would have loved to have had his character to remain with Joan.
Well, she did slap me. She said she was going to slap me, and she did. She wanted to get a mark on the face, so she did really slap me. And yeah, I mean, the arc of the story had really sort of done it. I don't think if Joan had have adopted me, it wouldn't have really, it wouldn't have worked out. Yeah. Because she still had to go back to her terrible self. And that was just an arc for her to seem more human.
Yeah.
When my character went, that was the reason my character was in it.
Yeah, definitely. Being so young at the time, were you scared of getting that slap?
No, not at all. I mean, it's just even though I was 12. I've done a lot of commercials and some TV stuff, and it was just sort of like, I don't know, it's just, yeah. I know I was 12, but it just seemed normal. It's a strange thing to say because it's totally abnormal. But yeah, that's just it.
Well, back when I was a kid, we copped a few slaps from our parents anyway, back in the day. So
I know, I got the wooden spoon.
So did my mate, and I think he said his mum actually split the wooden spoon on him once.
Yeah, she broke the wooden spoon on me too.
The stuff they got away with back then.
Yeah, I know.
Zarina Farnworth said, hi, Robert. Love the storyline. You were great as Shane. How was it filming the episodes when Shane was stuck in the drain tunnel? When he was in hospital after, did you bring a get well card from home? As I noticed, it said to Robert and not Shane.
I know that was funny because that was just a mistake for props. And it's quite funny because like I said last time, they have to shoot like 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
So they don't really pick up on those things, and really at the end of the day, most people wouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you've been watching it on reruns, of course, and then you sort of see the detail. Yeah. But at the time, no one really noticed.
Yeah.
But then the drain scene was really, I think I said last time, it was a big cardboard tube in the studio, and they just got me. They had the camera at the front of the tube. You were like a little cut out, and the camera's down there. And then I used to have to get in and get myself stuck into the wire, and then they just rushed water down. So it was quite surreal. And then I basically they sometimes do that at 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I go to school and then come back and get back in the drain.
Oh, so you did in the morning, then go back after school.
Yeah. I used to work from about 5 o'clock till about probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I'd go to school because an hour to get there, an hour to get back. So then I'd be there till about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night.
Wow.
And that was 5 days a week. But it was but then they filmed the when I was coming out of the drain. It was a stunt double, but there was actually a drain. and you know, they put me in the drain, and I did my speaking. She's talking to me, and they're pretending they dubbed rushing water. Then I got out, and then they put the stunt double in, and I don't know how they put the water in. All the water came out, and then he went into the pond, and then I sort of got out of the pond.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't hardly. I mean, I could have done that. I could have done the stunt. It wasn't very hard, but I don't think kids are allowed to do that at that time.
back then, yeah, insurance probably wouldn't cover it.
Yeah.
Robert Borg said, "G'day, Robert. How did you get into the entertainment industry?"
Oh, that's interesting. So, well, I used to be, you know, I used to do plays and everything, and I was always sort of like making up stories and stuff. And my auntie said to my mum, you know, I think he could, you know, be an actor. And so there was a local play of Oliver, and so I auditioned, got the part, and I was one of Fagan's boys, and I was also kind of in the orphanage. And then there was an agent there. She was looking for kids to join the agency called the Actors Agency. So then, unbeknownst to me, she had come backstage and spoke to my mum. And then obviously my mum and my dad talked about it. And then they just said to me, an agent her name was Lorraine West. And she was fantastic. And actually I took her, she came to the Logies with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I was up for best juvenile for prisoner.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was quite strange. But anyhow, I ended up joining, and then like my parents said, "Do you want to do some acting?" I said, "Yeah." So I did. The first television ad I did was the Peter's Wing commercial, which was an ice cream, and I didn't know I'd get paid. I had no idea. So I was sort of like, "Am I being paid for this?" So then I did a lot of commercials. I did a show called Home on the ABC. I did Cop Shop, Carson's Law, the usual.
Yeah.
How can I think? Oh, and the Brisbane Games. I did one of those. Yeah, I can't remember everything I've done.
Yeah.
But and then I did Zoo Family after Prisoner.
What was Cop Shop like to do?
Oh, well, that was good because I love Cop Shop.
Yeah.
So I met all the actors and stuff because I was actually quite young then. I was probably probably 10, 11. So yeah, that was kind of cool.
Oh, so you did that before Prisoner, Cop Shop.
Oh yeah.
Ah, cool.
I don't know the exact timeline because I am 53 and I really can't remember right back then.
Did you get to meet Peter Adams on
Yes,
Cop Shop?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
he was in the scene with me. And
wow.
who was the other one? The blonde one? I can't remember. Anyhow, but they were filming other scenes as well, so I saw a lot of them in the green room.
Yeah, well, that's cool. What an experience. And child acting must be so hard. I mean, my daughter, when she was younger, was wanting to do it, and had her in an agency and going to all these auditions, and there's
Oh,
so
it's tough.
many kids, and you're trying to, like, she was 4 or 5, and they
Yeah,
don't get the part, and then they think, it's them, and you're trying to, like, say
yeah.
it's not them. It's just
Oh,
so
I went to so many cattle calls, but I don't know. It was just sort of I just didn't really think. I just thought I want to get this, and
Yeah.
I usually did for some reason. I don't know. I think it was my blonde hair. Or I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had a lot of disappointments, but it didn't bother me. Like my mum said, you can take rejection really well. It didn't actually bother me because I thought there's something else will come up.
Yeah.
So, and then I went to, I'll tell you one story. I went to, this was when I was about 15, 16. They cast me in a movie, and it was going to be traveling around Australia on a yacht with my dad, who's, he was going to die, and, we were doing a big, yacht trip. And so I said, it was going to start in January, and I said goodbye to all my friends because I was going to be away for a year, and then probably about a week or two after we broke up from school, the funding fell through, and I didn't get it, and so then I came back to school, and everyone was like, "What are you doing at school?" So I didn't get it.
That
It
movie
didn't,
never
didn't
got
work
done.
out. Just didn't work out. So
All right.
yeah, I didn't get everything. You know,
Yeah.
you lose out on a lot of stuff, and then you see it on TV with somebody else, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Wish I had got that." Excuse me.
Yeah. Now there's sort of two questions here, which I'll just combine into to the one.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Maggie? Which we really discussed that on the previous interview.
Yes.
But anyone else on the cast or crew that you worked with on the show that you have any memories of?
I have memories of oh Terence Donovan.
Yep.
He was great. Um, who else did I work with? I mean, I saw everyone in the green room, but I only really worked with Maggie.
Yeah.
There were other people that were in the scenes. There was the daughter of the adopted family. She was really lovely too, and the mum was really nice.
Yep.
That's I was really and my dad who used to bash me. He was really good.
Actually,
I
yes.
mean, he's actually really nice in real life.
There's a question about him as well. Working with it was Jim Ewing, I think it was.
Yeah, Jim
Shane's
Ewing.
abusive dad. Yeah. That was John McRobbie that asked that. Best wishes from North East Scotland. He also said,
Oh,
yeah. So working with Jim was pretty fun. Huh?
yeah. Well, I mean, the reason why they got Jim because I've got blonde hair and he had blonde hair. So it was casting in reverse because they didn't actually at the start I wasn't getting bashed by my dad, but then you know, and I used to be in a makeup chair for hours. I used to have to get bruising makeup, and then they did this thing where she took me to see a doctor and to say, you know, look at all these Polaroids I took of Shane, and so they had to cover my whole body with bruises. And it was just, I hated it actually because it used to take forever, and I'm not a very patient person. And it was probably like 2 or 3 hours,
Far
and it
out.
was just like, and
There's
it's
no
quite,
phone. There's no
and even
phone.
that's funny because I kind of then the taking Polaroids of me. I thought that's a bit weird. That was a bit weird.
There's no phones back then for you to just be scrolling stuff while you're waiting in the line.
No, that's right. I couldn't do anything.
Peter Chappell said, "Hi Robert, hope you're well. How exciting was the Luna Park episode, which we did touch
Oh,
on, but obviously,
for a 12-year-old,
yeah,
out of my mind. I was like out of my mind. So they closed it for the night, and then all the people who were there were all extras. And but I was just having so much fun. Like every time, you know, we were on different rides, you know, and we were basically in there by ourselves. So it was absolutely like so much fun. I
yeah,
really had a lot of fun. That was exciting.
yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
There was some confusion. Some people thought it was at the Sydney Luna Park, which it wasn't. It
No,
the one in Melbourne. So
yeah, because I'm from Melbourne. I've been in Sydney I moved up here for work. I've been here for probably 20, 28, 9 years. But I was born in Melbourne. All my family's in Melbourne.
yeah. Do you miss Melbourne
And
or
sorry?
you miss Melbourne?
Um, the longer I'm here, not as much. But when I first moved here, I didn't really know Sydney at all. So I used to go down to Melbourne quite a lot.
Yeah,
But now that we've got a lot of things on, I mean, I'm going down on the 1st of September for a family reunion. And then I surprised my mum for Mother's Day. But usually it's just Christmas.
yeah,
Probably one or two times because my parents are getting old. So I try to get down there as much as I can.
yeah. So your
Yeah.
parents. That's good. Um, Now, Max, his name is. Hi, Robert. I liked how your character showed a more empathetic side to Joan. The question I was going to ask regarding Prisoner has already been asked. So can I ask, what was it like working with Kylie on the Zoo Family?
Oh yeah, I was disappointed it wasn't Danny because I used to love Young Valentine.
Oh,
So
of
at the time,
course.
it was like, oh, I wish it was Danny because I actually liked her at the time. um, yeah, it was good. She was just really young. She was sort of how she kind of was in Neighbours, just real Aussie. But I've actually met her twice, not recently, but probably when I was in my 20s, because I went to an album launch there with her. But I didn't want to sort of say, do you remember me when she was in like one episode. I didn't want to sort of say, do you remember me?
And how good was Young Talentine? What a show. I love that show as a kid.
I was obsessed with Young Talentine. And if my parents didn't realize I was gay then I don't know what was. I had like pictures on my wall of like Danny and all the cast. I actually went to Johnny Young Talent School.
Oh, really?
Actually, I forgot about this. And I did singing, dancing. And I thought I'm gonna get into the because they would rehearse before we went into to practice.
Yep.
And I used to see them going past and go, oh, I'm gonna get in. I'm definitely gonna get in. Absolutely. And then I kind of time passed, and then one of the girls, can't remember her name, she was in my class and she got in. And I said to my mum, I don't want to go anymore. Because I wasn't, if I didn't get in, then I was never going to get in. So I said to my mum, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And just like that, gone.
That's amazing. You just brought up a memory for me, actually. You talk about posters on walls and stuff. I mean, how good was it back? I mean, I was born in 78, so the 80s was my thing, but getting TV hits or Smash Hits magazine and getting week, putting them up on your walls. My mum would go nuts at me because I'm peeling paint off the wall and so many different posters and
yeah. I mean, it's really funny. They had this kind of like a sort of like a newspaper. It was called TV Scene, and it was kind of like all the pictures of parties and stuff. And I was always in it because we were having actors, the actors agency parties and stuff like that. And so I was kind of like, oh, this is good. And then I was in when I was doing Zoo Family and also Prisoner, I was always in sort of like, they would always, the publicity would always getting me interviewed for magazines and TV Week and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that was strange too. I've kept it all, but it's
kept it all.
I think it's in Melbourne somewhere. Yeah, I've kept it all.
That'd be good to see, actually.
I think my mum kept it, but yeah, I kept most of it.
Oh, amazing. Peter George said, my question for Robert would be, how aware was he that his relationship as Shane with Joan was a way to humanize her as a character? Was he conscious of this and the way he was directed, or did he just go with the flow?
No, that was kind of told to me when I auditioned. Basically, they said the reason why your character we need to see a softer side to Joan because she was getting a bit too mean, and they really need to humanize her. So that's how I advised my character. So I knew from the start. Oh, you knew. And then I knew that. I mean, they'd already told me the arc of the story. Yep. In terms of like I won't get adopted, and I'll slowly go out. And then there was a couple of phone calls. She's on the phone to me, and then there was just nothing after that. Television has a short memory.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I was never there again.
Speaking of memory, so would you get the whole the script for the whole episode, or you just got your? Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you go memorizing lines?
Well, it's actually really funny because it took me a little while, but once you get used to it, you can actually do the lines in the cab on the way there. Oh, so really? You get really used to it. Yeah. Like the memory of it, you can actually do it really well. But when I first started, I had to really whole weekends just reading it and learning the lines and stuff. But once you got into it, you got the rhythm of it, and you actually you got better at it.
Yep.
So yeah, I used to do it in the cab.
Oh, far
Unless
out.
unless it was really, really complicated and I had long lines, but usually it was just back and forth with making myself. So, and it was
So Would
just
you,
really easy to
would
do.
you do any scene like practice with Maggie at all behind the scenes, just going over
Oh
lines?
yeah, so yeah, well what they do is they had the first Monday, Tuesday was they called it blocking. So there's no cameras or anything, but the director was there and they say the camera's going to be here. You need to be here. And they used to say on the day you need to be here. And I'm like, oh, are we doing it today? But so then I worked out it was 2 days rehearsals, and they basically all they do is they just block the scenes out so they know. And then we usually do the lines, so that's quite good because that's how you remember as well. And then the other 2 days of filming in studio, and then on Friday was location,
Oh,
and they work like that all the time.
yeah.
And if they were running late, they'd have two outside broadcasts,
Yep.
well, two lots of studios. So, but no, usually it's just yeah, it was just the two blocking days was really good at learning lines anyhow.
Okay.
That's why it wasn't too hard to,
So you can
you
sort of
know,
like hold your script while you're doing
yeah,
scenes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Oh, perfect. Um, Deb Sunflower Thompson, big fan of Talking Prisoner and Prisoner. Hi, Robert. Was Nicky the dog? Was it your dog?
No. It was gonna. I think I think we talked about it last time. It was gonna be called Packy from Pac-Man,
Lucky, yeah.
but it wouldn't answer to it because there was a guy who was a trainer who trained dogs, a lot of dogs for TB, and his name was Nicky, so he would only come to Nicky, so they had to change the name to Nicky.
Oh, wow.
So Nicky was poisoned. All things happened to Nicky.
Yeah.
But he was a great dog. I love that dog. He was a really great dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautifully trained too. That guy was incredible. He could just, he make him lay down and they put like egg whites on him so he was frothing at the mouth when he was being poisoned.
Oh,
It
wow.
was incredible because I've never seen a dog like such a well trained animal.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think
Yeah.
the most famous two animals on TV were Bouncer from Neighbours and
Oh,
Wombat from what was the Country Practice? What was he called? Was it Wombat? I think something like that.
yeah. But I think Bouncer was the same trainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Because he did a lot of television. He did a lot of Grundy's stuff.
yep.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was because you can see it in the credits. I can't remember his name for the life of him. For the
Yeah,
life,
actually, I'm
but
starting to remember that now. I'd always see that name on the credits. Yeah,
I can't remember. I actually cannot remember his name. But he was a really lovely guy. He was really nice too. He's a really great guy.
yeah, fantastic. Um, Audrey said everybody already asked the questions I was going to ask, but I just want to say I think you are great and wish you well with you and your family.
Oh, that's nice. That's very
Um,
nice.
Also, Robert said, "Hi, Robert. Is it true you have a twin brother and are you identical as well? Is he an actor?"
I do have a twin brother. No, we're not identical. We're fraternal. Um, no, he was never. He didn't care. He didn't want to do acting, and he was never jealous or anything.
Yep.
He's just really chilled. I'm a bit more hyper. He's quite chilled. He's a detective sergeant,
Oh,
the
really?
senior sergeant in the police
Oh,
in
wow.
Melbourne.
I'm
So
Melbourne.
he's got 4 children. He's got two adults and 2 small children. So
Oh,
yes,
very.
he's very different to me. But we're actually we get along really well. We're really close. So whenever we go down to Melbourne, we used to always stay with them, like at Christmas, because
Yep.
they'd have Christmas at their place. So we really like his wife and their kids. So we get along really well.
Amazing. He must have
Yeah,
some amazing stories.
sorry.
You must have some amazing stories with the job that he does.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
No, we're very even though we're very different, we're actually very similar too. Got a very similar sense of humor.
Yep.
So we kind of, I've got a silly sense of humor. He's got a silly sense of humor. So we kind of connect that way.
Yeah.
I
Fantastic.
mean, you can see the resemblance, but it's not
Yeah.
identical.
Identical. Yeah. So do you ever have that, you hear about twins, they're thinking the same thing at the same time and all that
Oh
kind of
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah. Sometimes. I mean, we like I said, I don't think we think we're not we don't think sort of we don't feel each other's pain or anything like that. But there is a real connection, and we can't really describe it. But I'm much closer. I've got a sister 2 years older, but I'm much closer to my brother than my sister for some reason. Like, I
Okay.
mean, I'm
Oh,
still, good friends with my sister, but closer with my brother. Yeah.
excellent. Sam Blackwell from the UK said, did you get to wear your own clothes or did wardrobe pick them for you?
No, wardrobe picked them for me. So I think I went shopping with the if I remember correctly, um, with the wardrobe lady. I think he went to Kmart,
Yep.
bought all the clothes.
It would have been the one down at Burwood Highway there, Kmart.
Yeah, that's it. Right near Channel 10. Yeah. In Burwood, yes. And then they just basically they just chose me all these clothes.
Yep.
And then sometimes they just add things on, things like that. But it's just it had to match my character. So, the wardrobe lady knew sort of what would look good.
Yep.
So I didn't get to keep anything, but not that I would really want to keep
You
it.
take anything from the set?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't actually. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think I was allowed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I kept with Zoo Family. I kept my trainers because I had like high top Nikes and I really liked them. But now they're about this oh, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Like really tiny. Like I couldn't even put my finger in it now. I had such tiny feet at 12.
I think what's interesting about props and memorabilia now is back then, no one really thought anything was going to be worth anything. And I mean, I heard
Yes.
stories that they threw out all the sets from Prisoner
I know.
uniforms. And
Yeah, I
I
know.
managed to,
Yeah.
I've got a few original uniforms here with me,
Yeah.
which just very fortunate I was able to come across them. But I think
I
now,
think
now
Maggie's
they
probably
keep
got
them on.
her uniform.
What
I'm
was
sure
that?
she's
Sorry?
probably got her uniform.
Who's
Her
that?
her prison her what officer's uniform.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't even really think, probably worth something now, but
Yeah.
come on. You guys don't realize at the time.
Yeah, you don't think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
now they
No.
keep everything from every TV show. It's amazing.
Yeah. But I've got all the prisoner scripts still.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In a couple of boxes.
Oh, awesome.
There's a lot of scripts.
Yeah.
I mean, they were sort of, they were really thick.
Yeah, I've actually got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really thick.
And they're all the old-fashioned type ones. Someone would be typing them.
And it's amazing to think that, isn't it? They're actually sitting there typing all those scripts and
if they did a rewrite, then the pages would be pink. So you knew that, it's a rewrite.
Yeah. Fantastic. Actually, I was talking about that the other day to a friend. We're talking about faxes. You remember we used to get a fax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy times. But
Yes.
I remember one of the writers on Prisoner talking about that, how there was a change, they'd have to fax it and get it approved and
yes.
back
Yeah.
fax and
Would have been a huge undertaking.
I know. Crazy to think how far we've come now. You can just send an
email
message. Lindsay James, now I think we did cover this also, but I will read it out. Hi, Robert. Just wondering, how did the kids at school react to you being in Prisoner? Did they give you any grief or was everyone cool about it?
Everyone was cool about it except one of my teachers. he was just kind of like, he thought, oh, I'd be a real big head, and he was just really not very nice to me.
Oh,
But the kids were fine.
yeah.
The kids were absolutely fine because I wasn't any, I was just quite grounded. And when I was at school, I was at school. And when I was filming, I was filming.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any, I mean, I guess the only thing that was weird was when I used to get cabs to Zoo Family, and I had a tutor then. So I'd go in at about 8 o'clock, and everyone was at the bus stop, and I used to have to get in the cab and go straight past the bus stop, and I was just so like, oh, so
Were you
embarrassing.
getting the cab by yourself, or you had someone
Yeah,
with you? Oh, really?
yeah,
At that age? Wow.
yeah. Well, I had cabs in Prisoner too,
Yeah.
so to and fro. The first sort of week, my dad came with me, and I hated that. I said, Dad, I don't want you to come. I can do it myself. And he got really pissed off. He was not very happy. But I was quite independent. I didn't want him to come. Like I just want to do it myself.
Yeah.
So anyhow, 12 years old, he let me. So
That's
they knew I was well looked after anyhow. It was
yeah.
fine.
Yeah. That's amazing. Rob Davies from the USA said, did you watch Prisoner after you finished on the show, after you'd done all your scenes and finished up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like, because I was, the sets and, Maggie. Yeah, I watched it right to the end,
Yeah.
funnily enough.
Yeah.
Because we were never allowed to watch Prisoner.
Yeah.
I think I told you last time. My parents thought it was too violent. And so sometimes when we would go to my nana's for dinner, they had a TV in the back room. So we'd sneak down the back room and watch it. Then when I was in it, everyone was allowed to watch it.
Yeah. Because you're in it.
But yes, I did. I did watch it right to the end.
Isn't it
And I
funny?
watched some reruns too. I
Yeah.
actually watched reruns of myself, and that was weird. That was really weird because that's how I can remember things, because watching yourself is very strange.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Very strange.
It is.
Because you're so small and young and 12 years old.
Completely different. It's funny how
Yeah.
they said that the show was so violent back then, which for its time it was. But
Yeah.
you watch something like Wentworth now or
Oh,
something else, and Prisoner.
I really love Wentworth. It was so menacing.
Yeah,
That was
so
really
you liked
scary.
it, did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, really like Wentworth.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were doing the Shane character, because my sister-in-law, she works for Foxtel, and she was saying, would you want to reprise Shane? And I was like, no, because
you asked
all
to
the
do
characters are so different now.
Yep.
They don't want, they're not the same characters. And then they played, Shane was the Aboriginal guy.
Yep.
So, it's good that they did that. I mean, I don't think I would have got it anyhow, even if I said yes. So I don't think they didn't want any originals in it. So that wouldn't have happened anyhow.
They did end up with a couple of originals back in it.
They?
Yeah. Steve Bastoni was one of them who was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a couple of others from memory.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So do you miss acting at all? Like, would you ever go back into it? Or
No, it's interesting. When I kind of when I was about 15, 16, a casting guy from at the ABC who he really liked me, and he used to cast me in everything. And then when you sort of get a bit older, you get a bit insecure, stuff like that. Because when I was younger, I didn't care.
Yep.
And then so I did the audition, and I was just terrible because I was so self-conscious, and I just saw the look on his face, and I thought he just looked. The look on his face just went, he's lost it, because I was nervous. You get a bit older, and then you just get a bit, in your teens and stuff, and you just get a bit sort of, you're not comfortable in your skin. When I was young, I didn't care at all. I had no fear. But then you sort of get these, you know, sort of insecurities, you know, when you go through puberty and stuff like that. And that's when it
100%.
was like, no, I'm not interested in this anymore. I've done it. It's interesting because my mum said to me just recently, she said, just you're quite you're funny because you've done acting, and then I became a graphic designer and an art director. And now I'm a carer for NDIS people. So I've done like,
what are you doing
mum
now?
was like, I don't know how you can do this. Like, you know, my sister's had done the same job since she left high school.
Yeah.
I just had to get moving. I mean, I really love graphic design and art direction, but I just getting burnt out. It was just nonstop.
Yeah.
New ideas, and I just had enough. So, you know.
What's it like with the work you do now? That's fascinating. That's such a
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I volunteered at a disadvantaged kids boys and girls brigade, which is around the corner from me, and I used to help them with their homework. And they're kind of like, they're either sort of, the parents are either drug dependent or alcohol, or they're in prison, or they just don't have money.
Yep.
So they can't really afford, you know, to look after them and teach them, you know, homework. So I used to help, they used to come down and I do help with their homework sort of once a week. And then I sort of asked one of the staff, you know, what would I have to do to, you know, do this full time? And then they said, you need to do a community services degree. So I did. So, and then here I am.
Yeah. Enjoying it? You like it?
Sorry?
You enjoy it? You like it?
I love it. It's really good giving back. And it's usually people with sort of mental problems, or, you know, a range of problems. But it's really nice to be, I mean, I've always been very empathetic, and I just listen to people, don't talk over them. They just want to be listened to, really, and tell their story. So it's good.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That is it. That is all the questions, because I did take some out because we had gone over them in the
Yes.
some of them I remembered. But yeah. So I really appreciate you coming on a Sunday. And
That's all right. I'm glad we finally got to do it. We had so many dates, and then it didn't work, and it
I know. It's amazing that, you know, we're so connected in life, but then sometimes
Yes.
trying to put something together, it can take.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
I had fans messaging me every week, seriously, like,
Really.
when's Robert coming to do the fan questions? When's Robert coming on?
Well, I tell you what, I'm really happy to get you know, that everyone took the time to, you know, ask their questions, and I really appreciate that too.
No, we appreciate you. And I don't know if you've seen all the comments on your first interview you did with us on the Talking
I
Prisoner.
have, yeah, I loved it. It blew me away, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's great, and I think it's great what you do. I think it's really good. I'm really happy to be here again.
Really, really appreciate you coming on. And if you're ever in Melbourne, please just give me a call, and we'll catch up, and I'll buy you lunch.
That'd be good.
Yeah. No, thanks, Robert. And
all right,
the rest of the day.
Don't know yet. Might have a go and have a beer.
Don't have a beer. What's the weather like up there at the moment? It's crazy.
Pretty cold. It's sunny, but it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cold in Sydney too. It's freezing.
Oh, it's freezing here. We had a bit of sunlight for like half an hour today at 2 o'clock or something, and now it's.
I've only got a t-shirt on because we've got the heater on, but you know, but otherwise, if I was out in the balcony, I put jumpers on.
Yeah, I got the hoodie on at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Well,
all right,
thank
mate.
you.
Great to see you. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Robert,
thanks.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
That was episode 57, part 2 of Talking Prisoner fan questions with Robert Summers. Now, do me a big favor and help this channel grow even more than what it is. Please subscribe to this channel, Talking Prisoner on YouTube. Please like and share these interviews everywhere you can across social media. And also please like and subscribe on all podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple, Google, and wherever you get your podcasts from. The more exposure to this channel, it helps, and it also helps me get more guests on for you to talk about your favorite show, Prisoner. My name is Matt Batten. I am the host and creator of this podcast. Thank you for watching. And to the fans that have subscribed to this YouTube channel, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I used to give her roses. I wish I could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. We'd build our world together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare, waking up alone. On the inside the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too, when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare, waking up alone. On the inside the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too, when morning comes around. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too, to give her roses. I wish I could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different